Welcome back to WION World is One. You're watching Speed News with me, Vidur Kathuria. Let's get started. Russian President Vladimir Putin will kick off a two-day visit to India today, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi set to host a dinner for him upon his arrival in New Delhi. The summit will focus on defense, trade and energy cooperation. The visit underlines the importance of the strong Russia-India ties, which date back to India's pre-independence days. Delhi has been put on high alert ahead of Russian President Vladimir Putin's two-day visit. A multi-layered security plan is in place with over 5,000 police personnel deployed. All movements are being closely monitored. US President Donald Trump says his advisors believe Vladimir Putin wants to end the war in Ukraine despite inconclusive talks in Moscow. Trump's comments came a day after Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, who is also the president's son-in-law, met for more than 5 hours with Putin in Moscow for talks aimed at ending the Russia-Ukraine war. Witkoff and Kushner are set to meet with Ukraine's lead negotiator Rustem Umerov on Thursday in Miami for further Russia-Ukraine peace talks. US President Donald Trump says Phase 2 of his Gaza peace plan is going to happen pretty soon, even as a latest Israeli strike put more pressure on an already fragile ceasefire. The Israeli military said it had struck a Hamas terrorist in response to a clash in the area that had wounded 5 soldiers. But Gaza's civil defense agency said that the strike hit near the Kuwaiti field hospital in Khan Yunis and targeted a shelter camp, killing at least 5 people. In a significant development in West Asia, civilian representatives of Israel and Lebanon held face-to-face talks for the first time in decades. The meeting took place at the UN Peacekeeping Forces headquarters in Naqoura, Lebanon, as part of a US-brokered ceasefire monitoring mechanism. Talks aimed at reducing tensions between the two countries following a year-long war between Israel and Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. However, Lebanon's premier emphasized it does not signal wider peace talks. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro confirmed a respectful and cordial phone call with US President Donald Trump about 10 days ago, welcoming it as a potential step forward towards diplomacy following months of US pressure. Sources reported that during the call, Maduro allegedly offered to leave Venezuela if he and his family received full legal amnesty, including the lifting of US sanctions and the end of the ICC case. The call follows months of US pressure on Venezuela, including strikes against alleged drug smuggling boats, threats of military action, and the designation of Cartel de los Soles as a foreign terrorist group. Following the Trump-Maduro phone call, the United States is significantly increasing its military presence in Puerto Rico, deploying Osprey aircraft, naval ships, and additional personnel as part of an intensified pressure campaign on Venezuela. "42 US lawmakers led by Democratic Representatives Pramila Jayapal and Greg Hassar urged US Secretary of State Marco Rubio to take action on human rights violations and transnational repression in Pakistan. The letter called for the swift imposition of targeted measures, including visa bans and asset freezes, against officials responsible for systematic human rights violations and the harassment of US citizens and residents who criticize Pakistan's military establishment. The Pentagon's Inspector General report has found that War Secretary Pete Hegseth's use of the commercial messaging app Signal to discuss planned strikes against Yemen's Houthi militants could have endangered US military personnel and the mission if the information had been intercepted. The report noted that while the information shared was derived from classified material, the Inspector General did not find Hegseth improperly declassified the material. as the secretary has the ultimate authority to do so. The controversy, dubbed Signalgate, emerged after a journalist was inadvertently added to a Signal group chat where Hegseth and other top officials shared specific operational details before the strikes were executed. In the American city of Omaha, a man in his 20s who allegedly shot another person at a grocery store was later killed in a shootout with police at a gas station. 3 officers sustained injuries during the exchange of gunfire, but their conditions are reported to be stable. Congressional Democrats have released images and 14 short videos of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's former island home titled Little St. James. The photographs depict the luxurious nature of US Virgin Islands estate, including a large villa and an outdoor swimming pool, the alleged location where he forced underage girls into sex with influential figures. However, the release does not significantly advance the complex scandal. The Department of Homeland Security has launched a significant immigration enforcement surge in New Orleans neighborhood, dubbed Operation Cataloola Church. U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents, led by Chief Patrol Agent Gregory Bovino, are conducting operations as part of the federal crackdown. The operation's start comes just one day after President Donald Trump announced plans to send National Guard troops to the southern U.S. city, marking an intensification of federal presence in the area. The DHS stated that Operation Catahoula Crunch specifically targeted individuals described as criminal illegal aliens who were allegedly released into the community due to local sanctuary policies. Texas state authorities find 23 undocumented migrants hidden in a truck on the US-Mexico border as the Trump administration presses its crackdown on illegal immigration. The driver claimed to be traveling alone, but migrants from El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Mexico were hiding inside the truck, a statement by the Texas Department of Public Safety said, adding that the migrants had been handed over to the US Border Patrol. King Charles welcomed German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier at a grand banquet in Windsor, marking the first UK state visit by a German head of state in nearly 3 decades. The two leaders praised the strong ties between their nations. King Charles, speaking partly in German, hailed their special friendship, noting that the two countries stood together in supporting Ukraine and addressing global challenges, having built an honest friendship from acknowledging their shared difficult past. The banquet, attended by Queen Camilla and other dignitaries, concluded the first day of Steinmeier's 3-day visit. Dominican Republic President Luis Abinader has announced that he had authorized the US government to operate inside restricted areas in the Caribbean country to help in its fight against drug trafficking. For a limited time, the US can refuel aircraft and transport equipment and technical personnel at restricted areas within the San Isidro Air Base and Las Americas International Airport, said Abinader. He made the announcement with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth at his side. The Mexican Senate has appointed Ernestina Godoy as the new Attorney General following Alejandro Gertz's abrupt departure from office. The shake-up in the nation's top law enforcement position comes amid reported significant policy differences between Gertz Manero and President Claudia Sheinbaum concerning the coordination and implementation of the government's anti-crime strategy. Political divisions remain stark in South Korea 1 year after the former president's attempted martial law declaration. Thousands of anti-UN activists gathered near the National Assembly in Seoul, with one protester noting that since the day of martial law and insurrection on December 3rd, nothing has changed. while several hundred supporters of the former leader also held a counter-march nearby. Peru has extended a 30-day state of emergency in its capital Lima and the port city of El Callao, effective November 21st, to combat rising rates of homicide and extortion. The emergency measure, published in the official gazette, restricts constitutional rights, allowing police to enter homes and detain individuals without a warrant, and prohibits mass gatherings, even as protests against interim President Jose Cherry and informal miners continue. The extension comes as murders have tripled and extortion reports have increased nearly tenfold since 2020. OpenAI has announced it will acquire Neptune, a startup that provides tools for tracking and debugging AI model training. The deal value was not disclosed, but according to Reuters, OpenAI is paying under $400 million in stock. OpenAI is already a Neptune customer, using its tracker for GPT model development. Other Neptune clients include Samsung, Roche, and HP. Neptune was initially built internally at DeepSense and spun out as a startup in 2018. The acquisition comes as OpenAI prepares for a possible IPO that could value the company at up to $1 trillion by 2026, making it one of the largest ever. According to Reuters, Meta Platforms have hired Alan Dye, Apple's longtime head of human interface design, as the Facebook owner accelerates efforts to build AI-powered consumer devices. Dye, who will join Meta as Chief Design Officer on December 31st, started at Apple in 2006 and has led its human interface design team since 2015. During his tenure, he helped shape the look and feel of Apple's flagship products, including the Vision Pro headset, iPhone X, and Apple Watch, and oversaw major redesigns of its operating systems and apps. Australian telecom company Optus has fully restored its national broadband network services in Brisbane and other affected areas of Queensland following a recent outage. The outage on Wednesday left almost 100,000 Optus customers across Brisbane and southeast Queensland unable to dial 000, Australia's emergency number, after an NBN disruption. The outage also prevented some landline users from reaching emergency services. Media outlets reported that a spokesperson of the company told Brisbane Radio the disruption had been caused by a network server failure. Fintech firm Marquee is notifying US banks and credit unions after an August ransomware attack allowed hackers to access files containing customer data. The Texas-based company detected suspicious network activity and later confirmed the breach, as per a filing with the Maine Attorney General. According to the investigators, hackers exploited a sonic wall firewall on August 14th, possibly accessing files from Marquee systems. Investigators say hackers exploited a sonic wall firewall and possibly accessing files of the company. Russia has blocked access to US gaming platform Roblox, accusing it of hosting extremist material and LGBTQ propaganda. Russia's communication watchdog said the platform contained content harmful to children's moral development. In a statement to Reuters, Roblox said that it respects local laws and provides a safe, positive space for learning and creativity, with proactive safety measures to prevent harmful content. Roblox has 151 million daily active users and has been banned previously in Iraq and Turkey over child safety concerns. Amazon has announced a dedicated news tab on Prime Video set to roll out free for all US users by year end. The section will feature live streams from ABC News, CBS News, Live Now from Fox, CNN Headlines, and NBC News Now, covering global, national, and regional updates. The move aims to boost viewership and streaming convenience as Amazon competes with rival platforms for market share. In a separate announcement, Amazon also launched Sony Pictures Core, a subscription channel for movies and shows at $6.99 per month in the US and Canada. US President Donald Trump has announced a major reversal of Joe Biden's fuel economy rules, a move he says will cut car prices for Americans. However, critics warn that it could lead to higher fuel bills, increased pollution, and a setback for the auto industry. With the CEOs of Ford and Stellantis as well as senior GM executive beside him, Trump said the reset is about common sense and affordability, but environmental groups say the rollback could have long-lasting consequences. Asian markets opened mixed on Thursday as weak US economic data fueled hopes for a Federal Reserve cut. The dollar fell to a 5-week low, boosting export-oriented stocks across the region. Japan's Nikkei 225 rose more than 1%, while broader Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan slipped, with South Korea and New Zealand seeing modest losses. Investors remain cautious as markets react to global economic uncertainty and central bank signals. In the US, stocks climbed, with the Russell 2000 jumping 1.9% and the S&P 500 extending gains after job data disappointed. Analysts say markets will be watching coming economic data, including inflation and consumer spending, for clues on the Fed's next rate move. Volatility is expected to continue into the end of the year. The US dollar dropped to a 5-week low as markets anticipate Federal Reserve rate cuts, weighing on the greenback. Currency is down nearly 9% for the year. The euro climbed to a 7-week high, supported by strong Eurozone data and the weak dollar backdrop. While in Asia, the Chinese central bank sent its strongest signal since 2022 to slow rapid yuan growth, with daily reference rates set weaker than expected. This reflects Beijing's cautious approach despite solid exports. Japan also faces currency pressure as rising inflation expectations threaten to weaken the yen, especially against a dollar under Fed rate cut expectations. Traders are watching global central bank signals closely. With the divergence between monetary policies, the euro and yuan remain firm, while the dollar and yen face continued volatility. Global shipping rates have soared as much as 467% this year, upending trade across key commodities from energy to bulk ores. The spike in freight costs has created turbulence in supply chains, with importers and exporters struggling to move goods efficiently. Analysts warn that the surge could push up consumer prices, adding to inflation pressures in markets around the world. Companies are now exploring alternative routes and revised logistics strategies to mitigate the impact on operations and profits. With holiday season shipping demand expected to peak, the pressure on global freight markets may intensify in the coming weeks. Markets are watching whether shipping costs will stabilize or continue to climb as demand outpaces available vessel capacity. Madame Tussauds Museum in Las Vegas has revealed a new wax figure of pop star Lady Gaga. The statue features a rose-colored silk gown with crystal embellishments. It also includes detailed replicas of the singer's tattoos. The look is inspired by Gaga's jazz and piano residency in Las Vegas. The show ran from January 2019 to July 2024. The wax figure will be open to the public from December 5th. Ozzy Osbourne's family paid tribute to the late rock legend on his 77th birthday. Messages were left at his Walk of Fame star in Los Angeles. A wooden plaque read, and I quote, "We love you, Daddy," unquote. It was signed by his children, Louis, Amy, Kelly, and Jack. Wife Sharon Osbourne shared a birthday memorial video on Instagram. The tribute was set up at Black Sabbath Bridge. Flowers and messages were also left by fans. Dr. Salvador Plasencia has been sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for selling ketamine to late actor Matthew Perry. The California-based doctor appeared in the Los Angeles court on December 3rd. The illegal sale took place just weeks before the Friends star's overdose death. Plasencia admitted that he knew Perry was struggling with addiction. He has surrendered his medical license and pleaded guilty to 4 counts of illegal drug distribution. Other defendants in the case will be sentenced in the coming months. The Saudi Arabian city of Jeddah is ready for the Red Sea International Film Festival. The 5th edition of the festival is set to open today. Red carpets, banners and light displays now line the streets. Final preparations are underway at the main venue. The festival is being held in the UNESCO-listed Al Balad district. It attracts filmmakers and audiences from around the world. The event will run from December 4th to December 13th. Fashion powerhouse Chanel staged a dramatic runway show in New York City. Creative director Matthew Blasey hosted the show on a real subway platform. The event took place inside Manhattan's Bowery Station. This marks Blasey's first Métier d'Art collection for Chanel. The annual show honors Chanel's artisan craftsmanship. Models wore classic suits, tweed coats, and flowing black capes. Some even paired Chanel with I Love NY t-shirts. The collection celebrated craftsmanship with a New York twist. Pop star Miley Cyrus has confirmed her engagement to musician Max Morando. The couple has been dating for 4 years. They appeared together at the Los Angeles premiere of Avatar: Fire and Ash. Cyrus sparked engagement rumors after being seen with a glittering ring. Their relationship began in late 2021. Fans across social media are celebrating the news. That's it on this edition of Speed News. News and updates will continue on the other side of this short break. Keep watching WION The World is One.